everybody. This is a Divine Feminine weekly reading. It's very closely matched to the Divine Masculine reading. I highly suggest that you watch both, actually. We're all made up of Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energies. So not only is this extremely similar and connected, but it follows on just as the Divine Masculine does from all the previous readings over the last few weeks. The focus of this one is intimacy. It's the coming together with your twin flame, the merging, but from a place of wholeness and completeness, and authenticity, true authenticity. There's a big focus on knowing yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what your mission is, seeing things from the higher perspective. There's also a clear theme through here of the feminine having been in like a standstill, a still point, a temporary pause. I would say a pregnant pause. This Seven of Earth is about having planted the seeds, like the conception, and it's like a pregnant woman waiting for the baby to grow. It's not quite ready to be birthed, and that's where we've come from. The feminine collective has done massive soul journey, massive soul work. This card here is about when we incarnate. Here it's about our soul's journey, and our soul's journey is one where we incarnate onto this planet, and in this time we've incarnated as a co-creator with spirit. And this means working through multi-dimensional levels of our being, and all our other lifetimes. And this is what the divine feminine energies, the collective feminine, have been working through. I would actually like to read the meaning of this card, some paragraphs of it. It's from the Sacred Power reading cards by Anna Stark. But before that, I just want to mention that the Dreamer card, which is traditionally the Fool, has come up in the same position as the same card in the masculine reading. So the starting point of this has been the trusting in the universe, and the taking the leap of faith to follow your dreams, to trust that you're supported, and finding the unexpected opportunities come in. So trusting the intangible, trusting what you don't know, letting go of the ego that says you can't do it or things aren't in place for that, and knowing that there's a higher power at play in your life, and that as you align to your higher self and your higher mission and your soul, magic happens. The universe reorganizes around your dreams and desires that are supported, and creates things around you that create this path underneath your feet to take you where you need to go, what you need to learn, what you need to move through, even some really difficult processes. And as long as you understand that you're supported, and when you're following your intuition, you are being taken in the right direction. Just, sometimes you need to walk through some really tricky terrain, supported and in your light, in order to go through your training of mastery, but also to transform that darkness around you. And so as you've started off in that, and you've planted your seeds of intention, and you've leapt off the precipice, and you've stepped onto the golden path, onto your soul path, you have that. Those are the conception, and you can see those seeds are growing into a tree and they're flowering. But there has been, there's a time of waiting. There's a time of when you're aligning to divine timing, and that means that you're trusting that all that reorganizing that has to happen around you, to create that perfect soil, that perfect fertility for the growth, to take you on the correct path to where you're going, you have to have patience. And part of that is being in a stillness as well, in a still space, of trust, like a 0 point, which is the point where the creative forces come in and create through you. There's also been aware that there's been a pause whilst the masculine is active, whilst the masculine is coming online, whilst the masculine's waking up. The masculine's going through a massive awakening process. He's starting to feel it, he's starting to see it. It's not that he didn't feel it before, but it was very easy for him to put it aside because something inside him was saying that he needs to focus on these other things in his physical world, and he needs to get his ducks in a row. And something in him knew that this was carrying on despite him anyway at the higher levels. But he's not been consciously aware of that in most cases. And this is where he's starting to be consciously aware of it, where those higher perspectives and those higher awakenings are coming into his realm of tangibility. And this has also got to do because the feminine has done her work. She's been bringing in those energies. She's been very aware of the higher energies. The masculine's been more aware of what's going on in the ground. And as the feminine has started really to embody these higher energies on the ground and bring them in, it's become tangible for the masculine in a way that it wasn't before. And that also enables her to go higher. So let me just read a little bit about the journey the feminine's been on, which has been challenging and difficult, and she's been successful. She's done an amazing job, but what's been tricky for her has been the waiting, the pregnant pause, the waiting for the birth of the new that she's been feeling for so long. She's been aligned to for so long. She's been holding that space for so long, bringing those energies in, but has been prevented from moving forward whilst she waits for everything to line up around that and waits for the masculine to do his side of it and come online. I'm not saying he hasn't been doing his side, it's just that you're doing this together. And okay, we want to take it to this. Too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. So yeah, in that patience, it's been needing to stay kind of light-hearted, not to get too disheartened by the lack of obvious progress and all the distractions around her. There's a lot of energy going on the earth at the moment. I just want to point out that these are all, this base level, this base of the pyramid, these are all earth. So these are all really about what's going on the ground. And this is about making a decision about how to proceed forward. And it's really very much coming from getting clear about who you are, getting clear about what's authentic for yourself, who you are, what you need, what your mission is. And that has come through this soul journey. So I'm going to just read this a little bit. Right now you're experiencing a life lesson. Whatever the outcome, know that this lesson is for a reason. Even if you're unaware of it, it's important that you become mindful of your experiences, acknowledging decisions and actions that have led you to this moment. Ask yourself, what is it that I need to learn from this situation? How am I affected by it? What can I do that will help me correct this negative course of action? How can I improve my soul's connection to my higher purpose? What can I do to support humanity? While you may be unable to see your way clear of circumstances now, this will pass and you will soon be shown the reason for recent events. It's important to recognise the value of your experiences and resolve past issues and patterns from the experiences of lessons learned. Co-create a beautiful life with new perspectives. The choice is up to you. Where do you want to go from here? So this is a multiple theme in this reading, is that you're sifting through the past, what's created who you are down on the ground, what's created who you are from past soul experiences, and making a decision whether you want to commit to this twin flame path. This has been coming up for a few months now, like this pause, this not being able to move forward, events around you not ready to birth the new yet. You're still growing. There's still things you're working out. Really, there's also this discernment coming in, really honing your intuition. All the experiences you're having, creating a new perspective as you really discern from the depths of your being, going into soul work, shadow work, really working out, separating the wheat and the chaff, like really just understanding who you are in relation to yourself, in order to understand how you interface with your counterpart or anyone else outside of you, and what's really authentically true for you, and what's coming from outside influences. So this one is about all the outside influences. It's about clearing those away, getting clear, getting aligned. It's also the 2, so this is about, are you going to choose the twin flame unity? And trying to remain in the higher vibes of joy and lightheartedness and trust, and bring that into anything you're facing here. There is a sense of this being behind you now, because this position here is what's led to where we are now, and this is what the focus is now. It's this new perspective. It's choosing. It's really deepening into yourself. And do you want to choose this mission? Do you want to choose this path? Do you want to co-create with your twin flame? Are you continuing to choose it? And remaining light-hearted in that, not making it intense. And from that comes, this is where we're going to, this is what comes from making that decision. It brings you into abundance, giving birth to your dreams, nurturing yourselves and others. So this is where the seeds that are planted, they birth, they grow, they manifest the new earth, they manifest the new world, they manifest your dreams at the higher levels, based on having shifted out everything that's lower, that's not of that divine love template. Really honing into your intuition, really doing the work to follow your intuition and realize when it's true and when it's coming from somewhere else, what's coming from intuition, what's coming from higher guidance, what's coming from higher perspective, and making your choices down in the real world from that aligned place, receiving that guidance through your third eye and your heart. And then this is moving forward, taking the action in alignment to that, aligning to abundance, aligning to your dreams, aligning to your higher guidance, and your clarity coming from that place, clearing out all the distractions, coming from clear decision, clear commitment on your path forward, and then taking those steps forward. So that's where we are now. We're ready to take those steps forward. The Knight of Earth, it's the Pentacles, it's slow, it's steady, slow and steady wins the race. It knows where it's going in a clear direction, it's not lost. You're committed, you're honouring your commitments, and you're moving forward, and you're guided. We're at a point of choice. Are we choosing the twin flame? It is the same with the masculine. It feels very much from the masculine reading that he's choosing the feminine. Is the feminine going to choose the masculine? Are you going to move to the new earth with your in mission with your masculine? Both of you are carried forward on horses, supported by the universe. The feminine is being guided to really do that in the physical world, guided by her higher senses, whilst the masculine's being guided to follow his heart.